So this video is the fun, slightly chaotic cousin to the Creative Toolkit video that I released earlier this week, and I've got linked up there because reading is very much a part of my creative support system, but also because I enjoy collecting unread books, just to fulfill my Beauty and the Beast library fantasy. Anyway, so one of the things I was thinking of doing to help me get through all my unread books is to make a TBR jar. I made one for the autumn season and I absolutely loved it. It was this one. This was my autumn TBR. Only a few slips are left, but anyway, I really loved creating that, and I loved the way it alleviated the, oh, what do I read next kind of pressure that I sometimes feel. Have you ever made one? And if so, what did you include? Did you make it seasonal or did you make it annual? Or was it just sort of, this is my jar for cozy mysteries and this is my jar for epic fantasies? I don't know. What did you do? I'm curious. For me, it was just a really fun experience, and I wanted to make an even lower pressure TBR jar that's going to carry me through all of 2026 and help me read all of my unread books. I don't really know. I don't have that many physical unread books, which is great. I think I've got maybe 30, 40. And on average, I read between 50 and 100 books a year. So that means that I don't have that many physical ones, but I'm also including my Kindle books and my audiobooks in this jar. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting to go through. Anyway, this isn't a punishment. It's not a reading boot camp. It's a gentle nudge from current me to future me that says, hey, you own some really, really good books. It's time to read them. And just to be super clear from the start, if you want to make your own version of this, remember, this is a guide. It's not a prison. If a new book comes out and you're desperate to read it, just read it. If you want to add something new to the jar, do it. If you pull something out of the jar and you're like, meh, throw it back in, get something else. It's okay. This is about joy. It's about curiosity and actually reading yourselves. So what's going into this jar? We're talking all my unread books, all my physical books, all my Kindle books, all my audiobooks. Basically, if I own it and I haven't read it, it's eligible. Sure, there are gonna be some that I'm not gonna include, things like reference guides that I use to dip into certain sections, but I haven't read cover to cover. I think we're looking at around 60 to 80 books, which feels like quite a lot because, like I said, I think it's about 40 that are physical and the rest should be digital. But yeah, I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm gonna do a final count at the very, very end. And I'm just hoping this is gonna stop me from saying, I'll read that next year for so many books that I'm really looking forward to reading. So now the rules, or the anti-rules. This is one of the parts I'm most excited about. I've color-coded slips of paper for the, oh, I'm not flipping this the right way. Anyway, I've color-coded slips of paper for the books in the jar based on how emotionally heavy I think they're gonna be, or whether they have a specific seasonal vibe or a specific genre, because not all books are meant to be read with the same headspace. Some books are curl up with a blanket and a mug of hot cocoa kind of books. Others are clear schedule and prepare emotionally. Like Alchemize, which I read recently, was that kind of book, and it took me a few days after to even mentally recover enough to want to read something else. Anyway, some books just feel like February books and others like autumn books. So I've broken down the books into different colors, and I'm gonna use these. Blue is general fantasy. I don't remember. I was thinking about this. I'm gonna figure out as we're doing it. But color coding, I think, is just gonna help because the color coding is gonna be on the outside of the folded slip of paper. So when I'm choosing one, I'm gonna know what kind of vibe I'm after, and I'm gonna go for that. As for the rules, when we pull something out of this jar and we're not feeling it, we're not locked into suffering. You're just giving yourself a suggestion. You're allowed to DNF books. You're allowed to do mood reading. You're allowed to swap some. You're allowed to pause with this whole jar. And you're allowed to add new books. This is just super lenient. And I wonder if I'm gonna read all these books that I'm gonna add to the jar, but I guess we're gonna have to find out in the wrap up next December. Okay, let's get started. I'm not going to count how many I have while I'm collecting them because that just feels like tempting fate, but I will count them at the end. Let's do physical books. Also, hot water bottle because it's freaking cold. It's December. Oh my gosh. Okay, physical books. What do we have here? I have Bride and Mate, which I haven't read yet, and I'm really excited to read. I have a couple up here. Let's see. Actually, all of these. Okay, it's all of those. So I'm just gonna leave them there for now and I'll read them. But up there is The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss, which I'm really excited about reading, and Lies of Locke Lamora. Both are meant to be incredible. I've been waiting for years because I keep thinking I'll read them when the series is done. But maybe I need to stop thinking that way. Okay, over here we have, I'm removing my decorations for Christmas to get to these books. Okay, we have 4. I've even forgotten how to count now. But we have the 5th season by N.K. Jemisin, and I am really excited about this. This is hugely recognized, massively awarded, and meant to be incredible. We have Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber, and I enjoyed Caraval. I'm not one of those enormous Stephanie Garber fans, but I'm looking forward to reading this, and I'm also looking forward to Once Upon a Broken Heart and that series because I haven't read them yet. We've got Kate Atkinson's Life After Life. I've had this book for years, like over a decade, and I haven't read it yet. And I don't have a good excuse not to. And R.F. Kuang's Katabasis. I've loved, like absolutely adored Poppy Wars and well, Babel was okay. I loved Poppy Wars though. The whole series was phenomenal. I haven't read Yellowface yet, but I'm looking forward to reading Katabasis, and it's really pretty. It's such a pretty edition. Anyway, and over here we have This Savage Song and Our Dark Duet by V.E. Schwab, and I am dying to read them. I adore V.E. Schwab. I adore everything she's written, and in 2026, Victorious is coming out, so I will definitely be pausing my TBR jar to read that because, yeah. I also have Small Gods and Guards Guards, which I haven't read yet. And then, we have The Way of Kings. That's another series I was waiting for him to finish. And Elantris, surprisingly, I haven't read Elantris yet. Okay, that wasn't too bad. That wasn't too many physical books. I'm waiting for my Kindle to wake up so I can check these out. I have 224 books on my top to read, but then a lot of these are either books I've read or they're duplicates of books I physically have. But one series I'm really looking forward to reading is the Half a War, Half a King, Half a World series by Joe Abercrombie. I really, really liked his first Law series and The Wisdom of Crowds and the series that followed, and his humor. I think his humor is brilliant. I like reading an entire series in order. So when I write down the books in my TBR jar, I'm gonna write the first book of the series and then I'm gonna read the rest of it, whatever's out at the time. Gormenghast. I have Gormenghast, which I tried reading a couple years ago, but I was not in the right headspace, and I've felt like it would be a fantastic book for me to read. Fantastic series. And it's one of the greats, one of the classics, one of the founding pillars of fantasy. So that's on my TBR for this year too. And then when it comes to my Audible library, I'm gonna do this digitally on the Audible website rather than on my phone because I'm obviously filming on my phone. So let's see. I have The Housemaid here on my Audible TBRs. It's kind of funny, I definitely bought into the TikTok sensation for this, but I haven't read it yet, in the same way that I haven't read other cozy things. Well, not that The Housemaid is cozy, but things like Pumpkin Spice Cafe, I think that's what it's called. I have that in my TBR, so I'll get to it in a second, but those feel like super autumny books. Okay, I'm actually feeling quite overwhelmed looking at all these books. It's a lot more than I realized. So I'm gonna try organize them first before I start writing down all of the titles and authors on little slips of paper. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna feed into ChatGPT the titles and authors of all my unread books on Audible, on Kindle, and my physical library. And I'll ask it to create a database that's going to have, title, author, and then add genre, subgenre, so that at least that way I'll know how many I have and how many duplicates I have. Yeah, I'm gonna do that before I start writing down names. I think that's gonna be much more time efficient, because I think I bit off more than I thought I would at the start of this video. Oh my gosh. Yeah, okay, let's do that. Okay, so it's the next day. I'm super hyper. I'm very high energy today, which, I mean, it's that feeling that you have like 15 billion tabs open in your brain and a lot of things going on at the same time. That is me right now. And I really like it. So, ChatGPT got back to me. It did a pretty decent job with aggregating all of the books that I had unread from my audiobooks and my Kindle and everywhere else. And I realized that there are a lot, like almost 400, which I can't get to in 1 year. And so I decided to make a shorter list. I went through the whole database that ChatGPT created for me, and I have flagged the ones that I would like to read next. Some of them were just reference books. Some of them were books that, yes, I will read in time, like they're writing craft books and things. And then a whole bunch of others are books that tell me that I have a problem with book sales, as in I buy way too many books when they are on sale. Yeah, I maybe need to be aware of that a little bit, because sure, I'm doing a really good job managing my physical TBR. I don't have that many books, I'd say, physically that I need to read, but my digital TBR, oh, yeah, it's big. Although a lot of the ones that I did flag are books that I also have physically. So I'm gonna slowly make my way through and write them down on my colorful papers. And I'm super excited about this. Yeah, this basically leaves me in a position where I'm pivoting from my original, all the books I haven't read TBR jar, to the ones I'm most excited about reading in the imminent future. All my physical books will still be in there, just not all of the Kindle and Audible ones. Just the ones I'm most keen on, which are still a lot. But anyway, okay. I'm really excited about this because it makes reading feel super playful, super light, super fun. But with the color coding, it feels like I still get to make a choice based on what mood and what vibe I'm feeling in that moment. So I'm gonna do that now. It's a little bit cold, so I'm back in sweater weather mode. I'm quite happy about my choice of paper because it's basically paper I watercolored, so I think it's gonna look really pretty in the jar when it's all folded up and thrown in. $72. 73, 74. Okay, that's it. There we go. Here we have it, a TBR jar. 74 books and a TBR jar, a very pretty and colorful TBR jar that is, yes, predominantly blue because I am predominantly a fantasy girl. There, you see? And that's gonna be my very gentle, very easygoing approach to a TBR jar for 2026. So I'm wondering, what book of all the books that you have, that you know of, or that you want to read, would you like to pull out first? What about from the ones that I mentioned, or the ones that you saw on screen, what would you want to pull out first? And please do give me some reading recommendations, because I clearly need encouragement and need to add more books to this jar and to my online mania. And if you're doing something similar to this for 2026, please let me know. I'd love to follow you along. I'd love to read alongside you. And yeah, let's see how we do. I'm really excited. I'm really curious. This is going to be quite fun. Thank you for spending time with me today on this random bonus video, and I'll see you in the next one.